welcome everybody to my channel. This is Swamp Monkey Reactions and Stories. Thank you guys for popping on here. I like to give a warm welcome to everybody who is going to be watching this. My name is Jake. I am the curator and author on the stories that you see in my live stream playlists. Thank you guys for sticking to that and watching that. Today we are doing the reactions side of this channel. I am going to be reacting to the Bodiam Castle in the UK, doing a walking tour. It's about 25 minutes long. I will try not to pause it too much because I know a lot of people don't like that, but I will comment on things that I see that are pretty interesting. I'll make sure that it's not too loud for my viewers and not too loud for myself. Thank you guys for sticking to this. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I'm going to enjoy it. I love learning about the UK and other parts of the world. Living in mid-northern Wisconsin like I would do myself, I don't get a lot of outside of the United States or even outside of Wisconsin people coming in to talk to me. But I have friends in the UK and part of the community on Twitch. So if you want to see me on Twitch, go ahead and click over onto my channel and come join me. I'm usually popping up on Twitch for a half an hour to 8 hours a day. Yeah, it's never in between. But yeah, come and join me on Twitch. I might be live in a couple hours after this stream goes, or this video goes out. But right now, let's get into the video. Hello, welcome everybody to my channel. This is Swamp Monkey Reactions and Stories. Thank you guys for popping on here. I like to give a warm welcome to everybody who is going to be watching this. My name is Jake. I am the curator and author on the stories that you see in my live stream playlists. Thank you guys for sticking to that and watching that. Today we are doing the reactions side of this channel. I am going to be reacting to the Bodiam Castle in the UK, doing a walking tour. It's about 25 minutes long. I will try not to pause it too much because I know a lot of people don't like that, but I will comment on things that I see that are pretty interesting. I'll make sure that it's not too loud for my viewers and not too loud for myself. Thank you guys for sticking to this. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I'm going to enjoy it. I love learning about the UK and other parts of the world. Living in mid-northern Wisconsin like I would do myself, I don't get a lot of outside of the United States or even outside of Wisconsin people coming in to talk to me. But I have friends in the UK and part of the community on Twitch. So if you want to see me on Twitch, go ahead and click over onto my channel and come join me. I'm usually popping up on Twitch for a half an hour to 8 hours a day. Yeah, it's never in between. But yeah, come and join me on Twitch. I might be live in a couple hours after this stream goes, or this video goes out. But right now, let's get into the video. Wow, pretty green. It's like a dark green.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this week's video we explore one of our bucket list castles in the UK, a wonderful and idyllic place.
I'll leave the channel's link in the bio and down in the comments right there. If you like this kind of content, please stick with what I'm doing. And then don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all the things. It helps me. I'm a really small channel, just kind of starting off. I did horror stuff earlier, but I'm gonna do some of this stuff now. Yeah, let's get back to it.
That is considered the ideal of what a medieval castle looks like, often portrayed as the perfect English castle, but there is an air of mystery that still surrounds these ruins. Set in the heart of a historic landscape with stunning views from the top of the towers.
Just
On
with
the
the trail
border
alone, it
of
looks
Sussex
beautiful.
and Kent, near to the village of Robertsbridge, Bodiam has been a brooding example of power for over 700 years, and possesses all of the key ingredients you can imagine in a castle. Spiral staircases, battlements, windows for losing arrows, and ruins where knights once roamed, and a surrounding moat with a crumbling and ruined interior that will fire up anybody's imagination. So join us as we explore Bodiam Castle, and welcome to 1066 country.
Still looks intact somewhat.
The castle always has great activities on to get the
That
kids
moat
running
looks
around and
intense too.
interested, looking at the natural features around the castle and being able to burn off some energy. Dogs are allowed on short leads in the castle grounds and are welcome inside the Castle View Cafe, which has incredible views out across the castle lawn.
Wonder how many
down
times
to
they
the
replaced
bridge
that wood
across
on
the
that
moat and to the castle. During
walk
our
path.
visit, we were lucky enough to visit during their Halloween event. Mainly this was aimed at for children, but we certainly enjoyed the exhibitions that they put on and hope that you will too. This event is perfect as later on in the video we will share some of Bodiam's mysterious and eerie tales.
It's really sparking my
Walking down to the entrance of the castle,
author side
we
of
are
me.
greeted by a moat and the drawbridge. Just across here are the remains of a fortified outbuilding, also known as the Barbican. The two-storied structure would have been occupied by a guard and gatekeeper. This outbuilding even had a line of defence built in with its own portcullis. A little further on you'll be able to see the amazing gatehouse, where you can spot the original portcullis made from oak, and it is one of the oldest in the country. They also
I wonder if it was an
inputted
archway
murder holes above
like
so
right
that
there in the beginning.
soldiers could have dropped boiling water, hot sand or rocks onto the enemies in times of trouble. Bodiam was built in 1385 by former knight of Edward III, Sir Edward Dallingridge. With his extensive knowledge of battles, he designed the castle with the intentions in mind of being able to defend the turbulent yet picturesque area of East Sussex, possibly from an
Sussex
invasion
area?
by the French
Damn.
during the 100 Years'
I only know
War.
about that area because of video
Sir
games.
Edward was the youngest son within his family, and with traditions this meant he was last in line to inherit anything at all from the estate. However, he married into a family that owned land, and during 1378 he found himself owning the manor
The
of
staircase
Bodiam.
was right there.
During his knighthood from
Something right
1379 to 1388, he managed to pull together enough money to build himself a home, which were
Right
the
there?
humble beginnings of Bodiam Castle.
Looks like some random
Originally,
shelves
Sir
and stuff.
Edward decided to build
Maybe they put
himself
candles in
another
there.
home, a place that was very impressive and stately, and even held a weekly market and annual fair inside the grounds. But 2 years later, when people found themselves in a state of panic due to fleets of ships, Sir Edward was then allowed to take the steps to fortify and strengthen his
Damn,
manor
I
home
wonder what that place
to
was.
protect his estate and his family. Rather than using the place that he had already named home, he decided to build an entirely new building instead, hence Bodiam Castle now. The project was extremely large, with the entire castle being built at the same time. This meant that the design and the style...
I'm guessing all that weird placement of all the little slots and stuff you see on the sides of the castle was spots for like candles and lanterns and stuff to be set there. Because, you know, back in those days, wasn't a lot of any electricity, so they had to use something, you know. So I presume there was probably candle spots, but there were some spots I saw that maybe they were eroded or taken out by natural or by unnatural causes. But this castle is so beautiful so far, so damn beautiful.
The style of the castle was exactly the same, which is not something you see in other examples. At the same time of the castle being built, the gardens were also made and landscaped, and they featured a variety of waterways around them. Not only was Bodiam built for protection, but it was also made into an inviting home too. The design of the castle is something that is almost iconic still to this day. It's a quadrangular design that features chambers on the outer walls,
what the hell does that
as
mean?
well as impressive towers on each of the entrance points and the corners. The towers were extremely important as lookouts for any unwanted and potential attacks that would require a quick response. The castle also featured inner courts, which allowed room and space for those who lived and worked within the castle walls. One of the most attractive and striking parts of the castle has to be the moat that surrounds it. It truly is picture perfect. However, whilst this moat looks stunning, it actually acted as a sewerage system for some 30 different toilets that were found throughout the fortress. Taking that in, we can just imagine that it wouldn't smell as great as it looks now.
Maybe it was like a patio style area with those stairs.
We spent quite a lot of time taking in the incredible views of the inside of the courtyard. The views here really are majestic.
Wow.
But decided to head up the northwest
that looks
tower.
Like the toilet area.
The spiral staircases just blow your mind in how steep and small that they are. It's incredible to be able to climb the original
Wonder
stairs
how they got
today,
furniture up there.
and we counted them as we went
some of those
up.
spots.
The northwest tower is 36 steps up. We made our way up to the battlements, which were the ideal place for the soldiers to roam and keep an eye and patrol the area. The rooms up the northwest tower were perfect for archers to have a greater
look how beautiful
vantage
that
point.
is.
There were three
chair,
types of medieval archers.
And there's
the bowman,
oh, look at that.
The longbowman,
chimney,
and the crossbowman.
Or a fireplace.
A good bowman would be
Wonder
able
how
to
good
hit
their chimney
mark
system
from
was.
around 300 meters away and be able
You
to
go
fire
higher?
12 arrows per minute.
That's the wall.
Extensive research done around Bodiam isn't
the
so
interior
sure
part of the wall?
exactly what type of archer would have protected this castle.
See, I'm
But
assuming
they
those
did
holes
actually
were for
manage to
the
find
oil.
arrowheads in the moat that may have suggested that a longbowman may have been here. Just across the battlements, we cautiously entered into a room that is now home to one of the most important bat roosts in the UK. Some areas of the castle may be closed at times of the year when the bats are most active, such as when the bat pups are born and are learning to fly. Interestingly, there are 3 types of bat roosts.
See those little divots in there? I'm pretty sure those are the candle holders or some kind of lantern spots.
Bodiam Castle was passed down through the Dallingridge family until the line died out and there was nobody else from the family alive to live there. This was when it changed hands via marriage to the Lukner family. Whilst it was taken away from them during the War of Roses, 2 years later it was returned to the family, who owned the castle right up until the 16th century.
Damn, that
During
was a long
the start
time ago.
of the English Civil War in
Another
1641,
fireplace.
the castle was owned by Lord Thanet, a descendant of the Lukner family. He was a keen supporter of the cause of the Royalists, and he took the decision to sell the castle in order to pay for fines that were brought against him by the Parliament. The castle was brought and dismantled, being left in ruin until it was purchased
what that
much
no
later
access place
in
goes up to.
1829 by John Fuller.
Probably the
John
attic
Fuller
part of
took
it.
on the project to restore the castle partially until it was sold on to George Cubitt and then on to Lord Curzon, both of which
I wonder how heavy the entire castle was at full
work
strength.
and tried to create a testament to the former glory of this absolutely fascinating building. The castle then became a Grade 1 listed building and has been owned by the National Trust since 1925. It was donated to them by Lord Curzon on his deathbed, with the decision taken to open up the ruins to the public. Afterwards, we ventured to the servants' hall and quarters. The whole of this side of the castle was more or less just used for the servants. At the time, the castle was large enough to house.
See those square pegs in the square holes? I
Most
assume
of
those
them
were
being
lantern
men,
spots.
with the exception of the brewers, washerwomen, and the ladies' servants.
And some
Inside
of those,
the quarters and the hall,
like
the servants would be expected
those
to
5
sleep on
holes
the
right
floor
there, I
with a wooden
think
pallet,
there was
with
a second
straw
story
as
right
their
there.
bedding and pillow.
Maybe
The huge
wooden pillars
fireplaces
and
that were adjacent would have
like what I was saying is like when we would go back, I'm not gonna go back, but you know there's 5 holes in the wall like halfway up the wall. It looks like uh, whatever structure that was there wasn't really constructed well. Like everything else you could see looks beautiful, but kind of still well put together. It might have been just the beams and stuff in the structural part that what I'm seeing.
kicked out enough fire that would have heated the walls and kept the room somewhat warm for them. The worst job in the castle belonged to the gong scourer, the toilet cleaner to us in the 21st century, but this job was considered one of the worst out there in the Middle Ages, and usually was put to a small child who would clean the chutes that connected the toilets to the moat.
Ew.
Naturally, leading from the servants' hall, you enter inside the
That's
incredible
gross.
kitchen. This room is very impressive in its own right. The room
I'm guessing that's where the term shithead comes from.
had 2 humongous fireplaces that would have been working all day, every day. There is also a small bread oven here, but you can only imagine the feasts that were cooked and prepared in this room. From the kitchen, a passageway led on to the Great Hall, with 2 very important storage rooms, one for the gallons of beer and wine, and the other for all of the herbs and dried goods to feed many. The master cook in this kitchen would have been considered a very important person. He would oversee several of the kitchen workers, who were roasting meats inside the fireplace and boiling soups and sauces inside large cauldrons. They would have the weight of responsibility on their shoulders, with making sure that they made grand and impeccable dishes
I wonder what that
would
was.
impress the
At
lord
the well?
and lady, and of course show off his skills to their guests. Off of the kitchen is also a room for the well. In this video it's Halloween themed, and it really does make quite the atmosphere. We loved the spooky and smoky cauldron feel to it, but it is actually the castle's main water supply. The well water wouldn't have been good enough for drinking, but it would have been suitable to be used in the kitchens. The well is around 10 feet deep and fed by natural springs and moat water. Interestingly, at the top of this tower was a dovecote, once home to over 200 doves.
I wonder if they're going to show that. I spotted something on the edge of that. I hope they turn around to show us what was there. No? I swear I saw the name Jake written on one of those stone walls. But look at it. I think there's definitely was something there. There was a roof there at one point. Well, up higher, obviously, there's a roof, but I couldn't imagine them having stuff like that.
From here we had a brief look around the Great Hall, off of the kitchen which you can see through the windows. Sir Edward and his family would have dined and conducted their important matters of business here. It would have also been a place where he would have been entertained by conjurers, acrobats and jugglers, as well as musicians. On one side of the 3 archways there is a metal strip that may have well been evidence of a minstrel's gallery, which in the 14th century minstrels were extremely popular during this time, and they would tell stories in song, such as the legend of King Arthur. The Great Hall here at Bodiam would have only really been used for feasts, with others for special occasions. Otherwise the owners would retreat back to their chambers to eat.
It's kind of sad that all that history is gone. A lot of castles like that are gone. Very sad. Very sad. Look at that moat. Look how big that is. It's like a small, it's like a large pond or a small lake. Going up to another spot of the castle.
Another way into the castle was through the postern tower. It was used more as an entrance for the tradespeople, and may have also been used for delivering goods in and out via a drawbridge. There is also speculation that it would have been used as a private entrance for the Lord and Lady, hence the shields above the door, which are very much worth looking out for. Climbing up to the top of the tower is 56 steps for some uneven and even steeper spiral staircases, but believe us, it's completely worth it for the views that you'll come across. Before reaching the top, you can enter inside a few different sets of rooms, filled with windows with fantastic viewpoints, a guard rope for privacy. These rooms were more than likely filled with important guests that came to visit.
It's a fantastic channel so far.
Once you hit the top of the tower, it's incredible to be able to see across and have a fantastic view over the castle's courtyard. It really is something special. Some of the really interesting facts that I learnt from visiting here is that the castle is home to 33 different fireplaces built into the walls here at Bodiam, and most
gotta
on
keep
the
warm
side
somehow.
where the Lord and Lady would have slept, and not on the side where the servants would sleep. There is also an abundance of medieval graffiti that is scarred into the walls, especially around the gatehouse and the tower rooms.
Look at that view. Look at those walkways. Look how beautiful that is. I couldn't imagine a view like this. Are you kidding me? Guys, have you heard the good news? Well, if you've been paying attention to any of my live streams as of late, you would know that I have audiobooks up on my playlist, on my audiobook playlist stuff, on here on this channel. But did you also know that one of my books, Interstellar Penance, the one that I have 2 parts on, over there on my other playlist, is now for free this weekend from now and till Monday. Go grab yourself a copy. It's on Amazon, and again the title is Interstellar Penance. It's a good read. You can get either a paper copy or you can get the digital one for free until Monday. And let me know what you guys think. enough about that. Let's get back to the video.
The castle has appeared in the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail in 1975.
That's where I recognize that from.
Brad's favourite films, in which Bodiam is used as a representation of Swamp Castle in the Tale of Sir Lancelot sequence. It also featured in an episode of the TV show Doctor Who, and in a music video by Enya.
I've heard things about the show, but I've never really seen it.
Inside the various rooms, the buildings, and discovering the many nooks and towers,
I've seen Monty Python
though. Find out what eerie tales haunt these beautiful walls. After all, nothing is as perfect as it looks. Older ritual marks are etched all around the castle walls, dating back to the 14th century. The ritual marks were made to ward off evil spirits that lurk and scare the residents. It suggested that the medieval occupants felt like they needed something more effective than the battlements and the portcullises to protect them, and it makes you wonder exactly what they were afraid of. One story speaks of a mysterious spirit that appeared one cold and dreary evening. A young boy dressed with a flat cap and a waistcoat, with clothes straight from a Dickens novel. His ghost was seen in 1994 by the castle's keeper at the time. He was seen running straight towards the castle on the drawbridge, but then vanished midway across the bridge, suggesting that he may have fallen into the moat and drowned. Another story, which sounds like every other, but a ghostly lady in a red dress is said to be seen on a full moon gazing out across the way, possibly looking for her lover or someone she lost, but nobody knows what it is that she wants after. This story has actually been backed up by one of the staff members at the castle, although this was back in 2015. Whilst reading
That's not too far away ago. That's almost 10 years ago.
Was locking up the castle for the day and spotted the lady wearing red in one of the towers above. So she unlocked the gates and frantically tried to find the lady that she saw, before realising she was the only person around the grounds and that all of the visitors had left for the day. Other reportings from paranormal sighters and professionals have experienced unexplainable noises, including songs being sung in a foreign language and sounds of revelry coming from inside the castle. Most people get the feeling on the staircases that they are being watched or followed, giving them uneasy experiences. Whilst we visited Bodiam, the National Trust had one of their fantastic events on, giving children a chance to ignite some mystery and magic into their visit to the castle. It's worth having a look on their website if you are planning to come and enjoy your time here, as you might be interested in the various events that they hold throughout the year. Our visit to the castle was free with a National Trust membership, but if you are interested in a one-time visit, your ticket at the time of filming will cost you around £11. But honestly, a trip here to the castle is worth every penny and is a wonderful day out. It really is worthy of being one of the top castles in our pinned list. For me, Elisa, I have to say this has always been a bucket list castle of mine, and I think that anybody thinking of visiting should go for it and enjoy a wonderful day of exploring to get those Instagram-worthy shots. So we really hope that you've enjoyed our video today. If you did, please be sure to check out our Patreon or our channel.
Well, that was a fantastic clip. I am really surprised that these guys right here don't have as many followers as I thought they were going to have. This was a fantastic. I'll leave their channel information down in the comment section and in the description. Um, Thank you guys for sticking to this part. I hope to see you guys in the next video that is coming up within a week. Thank you.